So anyway, while we're waiting, so we have a lot of great things planned for Quincy Urban Arts. We have this series. We have some other art initiatives that are going to be happening. Um, um, I just got a message from Joey. He's trying to sneak in to the program here. I just got a message from him. But yeah, we have some great initiatives, and we're really excited to partner with artists, musicians. Let's see. Yeah, Joey, baby. Here we go. So I'm going to. And here he comes.
Hey, hey,
Yeah, my brother. What's up?
not a whole lot, man. How's it going? Good morning.
Good morning. Look at that beard, man.
Oh my God, I gotta trim it, dude. The mustache is getting over the lip, man. No good for the lady, bro. Yeah.
Hey, so I'm really excited that you're on here. So we've gotten to know each other a little bit, but I think you're a really great person. Beyond being an artist, um, I just like your vibe. I think that you really work hard and you have you're different. And Zach just joined in. What's up, Zach?
What's up, Zach?
Yeah, actually, thanks, Zach, for introducing us. Zach's a really great guy. He was the first one on this, and both of you guys happen to be, you know, members of the Bubble series now.
Yeah.
The first one. So we'll be initiating more of that. But I'm actually in the project room, and I'm actually sitting by your painting, which I talked about at the beginning before you came on.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what I love about it, I'm going to show Zach's too. But what I love about it is that there's something about your work off that, but there's something about your words and the way that you project things that is, um, it's. I think we need more of it. And I was just reading some of them off there. I'll read some different ones, but acknowledge, present, conscious, connect, authentic, community. You push this out in 2 hours in this weird bubble on the main street, like the rest of the crew that came out, Zach included. And what I love about it is that it was free, but um, it's cool. It's kind. I guess what I want people to know about you is whatever you want people to know. But how did you get into art? Where did you grow up? Like, let's talk about a little about where you came from, how you got into it, and where you're at, man.
Sure, man. First of all, I just want to say thanks a lot, dude, for having me on. And you're a super cool guy, man. It's been great to get to know you. And thanks again to Zach. Appreciate you, Zach, for putting us in touch with each other. And yeah, the Bubble Series was really cool. But a little bit about myself. So I'm from Pembroke, Massachusetts, so like 40 minutes south of the city. I grew up there. I was there till I was about 18, and then I did 1 year at Suffolk University. Still trying to figure myself out. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I moved over to Arizona for another year and lived there. And I did another year at college, not knowing what I wanted to do. I was messing around with music. I love rapping and making beats, so I've always done that.
Can
And
I can I
so
can I stop can I stop you right there before you go with the you do music, you do art. I do the same.
mm,
I love to sing. I actually kind of want to do some rapping too, a little bit, but more like flow, not straight up.
yeah.
But I was wondering, and I don't care. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but
Mhm.
on top of like your art, maybe you would want to just do a quick rhyme or something that you feel really good about.
Oh yeah, dude, I'd love to. You want me to do it now?
Yeah, of course. I knew
All
you
right,
would
cool.
because you're an animal. I love it.
All right. Well, so actually, I had a cousin before I get into what I'm going to get into, but I had a cousin who was like kind of my biggest role model in terms of becoming an artist, and he passed away unfortunately 2 years ago. But he this guy, I saw what he was doing with his life as an artist, as a visual artist, as a poet, and as a writer. And he was just someone I wanted to emulate so much, and he inspired me so much. So I'm gonna do a poem called Mysteries. I did it. It's probably about 10 years old now, but so this is a little bit of poetry, which my poetry is very similar to my rapping. It's very rhythmic, and there's a lot of rhymes in it. And it typically addresses a lot of like world issues, but at the same time, it's something that could be seen micro as well as macro, because I feel that we all have the whole kind of universe inside of us, and we're all projecting our own worlds, you know. So, anyways, that's just a short little prelude, but this is called Mysteries.
I love it. I love it, man. Thank you. That's really cool for you to share your stuff.
Thank you.
Psyched.
Mysteries of antiquity's histories, of nature's possibilities, and of the validity of victory. What could it possibly mean to the bigger me, to the alleged liberty that sits with me, rooted deep with each epiphany? It's into me with misery, linked through my ability of soliloquy to physically envision what's the enemy, the blistery epitome of us. Who we are is the enemy, the trickery, the bacterial entity that never has enough, that always needs more, an easier score, more plus and less war, more peace and prosperity for the poor. So tell me, what's the need and what's it for? Tell me when to bleed and who it's for, and I'll show you it's the demon in your soul that you could buy at every store, against the God that is the whole that you could find within your core. But if you search, then it won't be found, and if you don't, then it's every sound, every minute you're alive, and every step upon the ground. See, every breath that we inhale is only now and all around. So please take it for what it's worth, because soon it will be gone. And then when the credits roll, you'll realize that it's gone.
Yeah,
Thanks.
man.
Appreciate it.
Dude, that's awesome.
Thank you so much.
I love it. You know what is, while I'm sitting here and trying to take in, all that and understand like who you are more so, what gave you the confidence to just, I knew it. I was like, oh, I'm going to ask him to do something because I felt like that's who you are. And honestly, like we really don't know each other that well, but I feel like I know you enough that I'm like, I just feel like you have a nice message, but I think a lot of people lack confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And you have confidence in a nice way. I think you got a kind confidence. So what? How'd you get that? Where'd that come from?
Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate it. It's very kind words. And dude, I love your music too. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Thanks.
Really
Thanks.
But so for me, like growing up, I think that like the most important thing to me as a child and growing up was like I gotta figure out like the meaning of life and happiness. I don't know why, but those just things were just super important to me growing up. So I was always a pretty happy kid, and positivity always seemed to be kind of my message. But it became more than that. Like it became like a lifestyle. It became something that I was incessantly passionate about finding more about in terms of happiness and when you're trying to figure out the meaning of life, obviously you're looking at all sorts of different religions. You're looking at religion as a whole. You're wondering, do these things make sense to me? And to make a long story short, I think when I was 18 or 19, I had a tough breakup. It's like my first breakup. And I just started digging into the books, and I started going into all sorts of books pertaining to happiness, pertaining to finding your own meaning. And I just found a lot of really great stuff that really just kind of gave me the inner confidence. I'm like, all right, I read all these different books, and I got a lot of different perspectives under my belt, and all of them make me really happy. And projecting positivity makes me happy. And so the confidence kind of came naturally with that. Once I got enough things under my belt, I felt like, wow, I'm ready. Like I got my message. I got, I know what I'm doing is good. People enjoy it. People love it. And I think so many people were kind to, give me the feedback, kind of like you were just giving me now, where you're like, wow, I really love that stuff. The message is awesome. I love the positivity, and hearing that from other people always just like it was like gasoline to the fire when it came to you know, confidence and just feeling good about what I'm up to. So that's kind of like, yeah, in a nutshell, where all that came from.
That's awesome. Like,
Mm.
I feel like when I, um, connect to people, like certain people, like you see what they're doing. And I think that like the first thing, it's like, so you're confident, I do believe you're like a go-getter too.
Hmm.
You got great hustle, but, you're talking about positivity, and these times right now, they're terrible. It's really hard to understand stuff. You reached out, to me a couple weeks ago, and just, whatever, just reaching out and figuring out stuff and talking. But
Yeah.
but I think in general, like, I feel like you have a nice passion about you that, I mean, that's why you're here. I want to support people that we
Mm.
want to support people that like have that power and that love, and they have a nice message, but, we want a community that's going to build each other up. Like, we don't want to bring anybody down. Like again, so this piece of art, it's like,
Hmm.
I don't even know what it makes me think,
Hmm.
except for I mean, one big word is freedom.
Yeah.
Like, I look at that, and to be honest, like, just hold
Yeah.
on.
Bless you.
Thank you,
Bless you.
thank you. But one thing that I've been doing in my painting, which, it makes we learn from each other, and,
Hmm.
it's like what we want to do, or you understand. And I think one thing that I look at, when I do something, is that the more free I am,
Mm.
the more that it's internal for me, where it's just like, that's why I love abstract, because I feel like abstract painting is, I mean, I love all types, but
Hmm.
abstract, I feel like there is an element of it that is just, it's a connective thing. And I think you have a very connective journey you're on, and
Mm.
and you can't do something like that without having that in you. Um, what
Hmm.
are what are you working on now? I did see your latest. You did a commission, and, it was hard to tell because you had it far back in the picture. I would have loved to see
Yeah.
some close up, but those were like mountains and stuff, right?
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
how did that work out for you? Is that something, you're available for commissions a lot?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love doing commissions. This was very serendipitous. I drive for Uber and Lyft as well, and I have little signs on the back of my seats that are just like, "Yo, check out my paintings. Like, here's my website and whatnot."
Oh, cool.
Um, it's great. It's been like a great way to just meet people, and I've gotten a couple great clients as a result. And one of them was this guy Kyle, who we've been working on this three-piece mountain set since January, and he wanted some abstract mountains. He had an idea from an earlier post on my Instagram, and we were like, okay, great. So we worked together, going back and forth. Yeah, for almost 5 or 6 months.
It's
You know,
awesome.
doing some mock-ups and stuff, and just trying to get it the way that he wanted it. But the beauty of it was it was abstract. So, like you were saying, when you love to paint, you love that kind of freedom of abstract, not having, you're not stressed about making it look exactly like something in particular, and I love
Mm.
painting like that because I don't have to think. I can just be meditative and really enjoy it. But um, this turned out so cool because it was just an abstract project. Kyle was a super cool client, really trusting of me, but also was, not shy about explaining and expressing what he really wanted. It ended up becoming almost like realistic mountains that looked, I really enjoyed the way they came out. He loved them. We resined all three. It was a really sweet process, and
Oh, cool.
it was great. And I love, definitely down to do more of that stuff. I'm always open for that.
What? So where are you right now? Is that part of your
All right.
studio?
So I was gonna show you too, because you asked me what I'm working on now. I'm
Mm.
not at the studio right now. So just to kind of tie up a little loose end. So when I came back from Arizona about 9 years ago, my father hooked me up with a job as a superintendent up in Boston. So this is actually the storage room that I'm in up in Boston for my apartment up here. So this is just kind of like I used to use this actually as a little mini studio, but it's more of a, I just put the trash in here because I take out the trash twice a week. It's not glamorous, but I promise I don't live here, guys. It's just my storage room. But
That's cool.
it's a nice place to be able to go to just to get a little alone time or to work on some different projects. But
Yeah.
and part of the reason why I feel that I work so hard and I want to have it's important to me to have a strong work ethic, because I feel like I've been blessed in so many ways, and I think a lot of us too, especially for me and you, Aldous, because we're white, and obviously this what happened with George Floyd recently is a really huge tragedy, and I'm always kind of trying to not take for granted what I'm able to do with my life and the gifts that I've been given, and having the gifts that I've been given and being in the position that I'm in, I feel like it's my duty to work as hard as I can, to do the most that I can, do the best I can, have the strongest positive impact on the planet that I can, just because there's so many people that just don't have that same leg up. They don't have that same advantage. They don't have that same starting point that I've been able to be blessed to have.
Well, I mean, I would encourage people to check you out. You are the man, Joey Free, and it's very interesting to me that you say these things that like I believe in what you're saying. I've seen you in action, and I think that you have a very kind heart, and I think that you work. I've worked with you. You work well with people, and I think that you deserve Ronnie 69's got a
Love
little
you, Ronnie.
Joey Free love.
Appreciate you,
Thanks,
brother.
thanks for tuning in. Frameway 2, thank you so much, and Jen Dearest. You know, it's you deserve some love, and I love people. That's right, Frameway. You knew it.
Appreciate it.
You deserve some outlets to explore and pass on your love. Jan Dearest, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I think that you're. I don't know. I there was. It was interesting for me because when I first met you, you were. I don't know how to describe it, but the same thing happened with this. When I talked to you about doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like you're alive. And I don't know how to describe it, but like I feel like you're responsible, creative, and kind. You're a multi-talented, kind person, and I love that. I love that, life is hard, and it doesn't take that much to say yes or no or communicate. You're a communicator, and that's a super great quality, and I love what you're communicating with your words and your music. It's beautiful, man. I love, one thing I want to talk about with you too is you're actually performing some of your music out. Or,
Yeah.
Rod, how do you say that? Rod Katie?
Oh yeah, Rod Katie. How's it going, my guy? It's good to see you, man.
Thanks for checking in, my brother. And we got Meldale 10. Like, where are you doing some of these, like where are you performing some of this stuff? I love it. I think because what I see when you're doing it, you're talking about which stuff I love, but it's community and diversity and like beautiful stuff. And when I see you doing the things, like I'm seeing this urban power and community, and part of me is like, well, I want to tap into that and celebrate a lot of people. Where are you doing some of that stuff? Where have you had some nice highlights for you?
I would say the biggest place, and I'm praying for all the restaurant owners out there and all the bar owners that they can get their stuff back soon when things are safe and able to be done. But there's a place in East Boston called Maverick Marketplace.
Oh, really?
It's right outside Maverick train stop. And a good buddy of mine, you probably know I would say at least a couple are some of the people that frequent that spot, just because I feel like you're also out there and you're social and you know what I mean. You're very connected to the community too. You probably know.
Do you know Matt Hawks?
It sounds vague.
Oh, you're cutting out for some reason. Oh, you cut
Oh,
out. Oh,
sorry.
you're back. You're back. You know Matt Hawks? He lives in East Boston. He's the one who's told me about Mavericks. And there was a guy named, who's the guy? It's like Yukon.
Um, so the guys I like, my buddy Dan, he's one of the owners, Dan Lyons. John is another one of the owners. There's so many people that go to this little bar, and it's like they have open mics every Wednesday night.
Cool.
Another one of my buddies who's a really, really phenomenal, talented musician. My buddy Kyle Roberts, and he performs there too. Usually he'll do like a couple-hour show there, but I try to hit the open mic as many times as I can. Try out some new poems I got, try out some new songs, and I've been meaning to bring this up to you too. Actually, I just got a guitar and I've been learning, man. And I'd love for you to come by the studio and maybe show me some things if you're down, or just jam out and hang, dude. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm down, brother. There
But
you know, I love collaborations, and I love yeah, I love your spirit. You know, maybe we could mix and match something up.
it'd be
Zach's
fun.
Zach's telling me I got to get over and do a song over at the Self-Made Zone.
Yeah, that's another. So Self-Made is another great spot, and I just want to give a shout out to Zach. Just meeting Zach and getting involved with Self-Made was almost like it was like where the snowball was first formed of my art career, and then pushing it down the hill. It was like Self-Made was really a big starting point for me, and just a great community of artists and just hard work. And Zach's one of my greatest homies, man. He's just a great guy, and put me in touch with a lot of really great people. And so I just can never be thankful enough to Self-Made for that.
Yeah, he's a good man,
Everybody.
no doubt.
Yeah.
So what are you working on now? Like presently, you just finished that big piece.
Yeah, so right now I'm doing a 12-piece series. It's called Brofeus is the name of the series, and the reason is this. So I am a big abstract guy.
Brofeus, that's a funny name.
I know, it is funny, right? And it's the reason the name is this is for it's a combination of two artists that are probably my favorite artists right now. So one is Mobius.
Oh, I see. I saw some of that. That's awesome. I saw those. Cool.
Yeah, I finished 6 of them. So I did 6 pieces out of 12. So Mobius is an incredible, probably one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. If you're not familiar with his work, check him out. But he's a very strong proponent of science fiction artwork. He passed away in 2012, so he's no longer with us. But his career is it's just amazing what he's been able to do. And then so if you check out his art, you'll probably get an idea for what I mean. And then the other gentleman, his name is Drew Brophy, and he's still alive. He's a really flourishing artist. He's been around for a long time. He is located in California, and he does a lot of iconic kind of wave art. My medium of choice is paint markers, and that's also his medium of choice. And so he does a lot of really cool blending. And he just does tons of really fantastic artwork. But I've been recently really influenced by him just in terms of blending with paint markers. It's something I've been working on getting better at, and just honing in on my skills with that. And he's been a fantastic resource. And so I had this idea like, I've been doing a lot of art in the same vein of Mobius and in the same vein of Drew Brophy. Why not I do a series? So the other thing is, Drew Brophy's wife, Maria Brophy, is kind of like his agent manager type of thing. And she wrote a fantastic book on making a living as an artist called Art, Money, and Success. And so I read that book like a couple times, doing audiobooks on it. And it's just such a great resource in terms of making a living as an artist. And one thing that she talks about in it is doing a series. If you're going to, as an artist, it just looks good when you have a series of paintings that you can show together that have a central theme. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And this kind of series just materialized. And so I've been doing that. I'm also I've been writing and drawing a comic book for probably a little under a year now. Um, and it's almost like a passion project on the side that doesn't have any strong deadlines, but that's something that I've also been working on as well on the side.
That's awesome. I, I got two questions off that.
Mm-hmm.
What is the do you have a destination or a thought for the series? And then the other one is um, text me a couple pictures from the comic book, please.
Oh,
Um,
hell yeah. I
we
will
have
send
we
you
have we have a little thing that we might be doing on that realm.
Okay.
So I'd love to see those. So just text them to me. That'd be great. But I'd
I
love
will.
to. What are you thinking with your this series? Like, what are you gonna do with it?
So the biggest thing right now, I'd like to finish it too before I allow any more of it to be sold. But one of the pieces already got sold. I have one collector who's really interested in the series. So I think, but I wanna finish it first. And me and my buddy Croc, who I share my studio space with,
Oh, cool.
we're
I know.
grooming this.
That's awesome. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, he's the man. He's a good dude, and we're grooming up our space to be able to have a really nice art show there. And I'd love to exhibit this Brofeus exhibit there for one of our first shows. But we're planning on doing some nice art shows at the studio, and I would like to get it up there and have it be seen first, have it be all posted, and where it goes from there is interesting. I'm interested to see. I'm There's one program I'm a part of called the 4 Point Arts program or 4 Point Arts Community. They have a program where they lend out your artwork to different corporate offices, and they pay you a stipend for it to get shown. So some of my pieces, a lot of my pieces get thrown up that way.
Mm.
Once the Brofeus thing is done, signed and sealed, and has had a chance to breathe for an exhibit and people can see it, then the rest of the pieces, wherever they end up, I'm open to where they might go.
That's awesome. You didn't say exactly like what town are you living in right now?
So
Are you in Misty?
I'm actually in Fenway in Boston.
Okay.
And my studio is down in Milton in the Lower Mills.
Oh, cool. Isn't there a lot of studios over there? Cool spot.
I think kind of. So what's funny about that space that I'm in now, it used to be part of Walter Baker's chocolate factory.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. My dad rented it out for about 25 years, and then thank you, Zach, about the comic. Appreciate that.
I'm missing this. These. I was wondering what happened there.
Yeah, he said the comic is fire. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
what a good
Um,
guy.
but yeah, so my dad rented it for a long time, and a new owner bought it and wanted that space, but he had another basement space that he wanted to hook me up with. So I think there are other spaces in that building that are available. Typically, it's for just different businesses, but it's a commercial building, and it's a great spot to be in.
Cool. So I'm originally from New Hampshire, but I now live in Hanover, so I'm close to where you grew up,
Yeah, that's
which is
awesome.
it's an interesting area. There's parts of it that are kind of like New Hampshire, so that's probably where you get your little New Hampshire feel you got going on there.
Oh, I do. I love New Hampshire too. Me and my girlfriend try and get up there to New Hampshire, Vermont, or just to get in the woods, man. We love it up there.
So I met her at the Bubble Series, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's Larissa. Hmm.
All right. I'll send my love to her. You're awesome. We're gonna wrap up, but I want to send a lot of love to you and your family and hope you're well. Really psyched you came on. We're gonna take this video and then we're gonna post it too, so it will get more traction. But you are Joey Free. You're the man. You do great stuff, and you got a good vibe. And I hope to do some more stuff for you, with you, and celebrate what you do, because I think that people with kindness and good hearts and talent and a nice direction deserve it. So I really appreciate you coming on. You're awesome.
Well, thanks a lot, man. I really want to say you make a huge difference, Aldous, and between all the music you put up and all the times that you've reached out to me just to give me an opportunity to shine, man, it doesn't go unnoticed, dude, and I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Well, we'll keep celebrating you and building the crew, and you know, try to take care of each other, and we'll try to build this thing to you know, give people a path and a light and a place to feel good about themselves. You deserve to feel good. You work hard, and I'm really glad you came on, and I'm glad we're friends, and I look forward to you know, celebrating you and putting seeing more stuff from you, man.
So thanks a lot, Aldous. Dude, I appreciate it.
You got it, brother. I'll talk to you soon. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, man. Take care. Thanks everybody for joining.
Yes, thank you, everybody. See ya.